All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into this incredible memoir. It's a story all about relentless struggle, sure, but it's also about that big, universal search for purpose. And it all really boils down to this one powerful idea. And here it is. Not all days are Sundays. Some days test your patience, your purpose, your strength. This right here, this is the core of the whole story. It's a journey that really kicks off by questioning something we all think we understand: rest. You know, Mawite's memoir, it kind of forces you to look past the idea of just a simple weekend off and really think about what rest even means in our own lives.
So, in a world that is just obsessed with the hustle, has the day of rest become a myth? The author, Moses Mawite, he puts this question right out there. And he was inspired by looking at all the different ways cultures have their sacred day of rest. It's this idea that feels like it should be universal, but let's be honest, for a lot of us, it feels totally out of reach, right? I mean, look at this. You've got the Christian Sabbath on Sunday, the Jewish Shabbat on Saturday, Muslim Jama'ah on Friday. But Mawite, he grew up in a Shona community, and for them, Thursday was the sacred day, the day you just did not work. And this single difference, this upbringing, it basically set the stage for a life where the idea of a guaranteed rest day, well, it just wasn't a thing.
Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, A Foundation of Loss. And the subtitle here, The Fall of the Great Tree, is so powerful. Because Mawite's whole story, this life of non-stop toil, it really begins with this one profound tragedy that completely shaped his youth. It sent him down a path of just trying to survive. And here's what happened. At just 8 years old, first he loses his father, and then his mother passes away too. He and his siblings are left as orphans. I mean, the loss was just immense. He talks about how, after his father died, friends and family kind of drifted away. But when his mother died just a couple of years later, it was like the very roots of his family tree were just ripped out of the ground. And this quote, wow, I learned that in our community, growing up was measured by the burden of responsibility we could bear. This just captures the brutal reality he was thrown into. Picture this. At his own mother's funeral, his relatives are literally debating who's going to take care of the kids. And what do they decide? They decide the children are old enough if they can cook for themselves. He was 8 years old. In that moment, his childhood was just over. So orphaned and totally adrift, Mawite's childhood just becomes this constant, desperate search for a place to call home. He even calls himself a professional at starting over, which is just heartbreaking when you think about it. So first, he's living with relatives in a village called Gatu, and it was awful. He felt totally isolated. Kids mocked him for his last name. He had to wear secondhand clothes. He just felt like a complete outsider. And to make things worse, he was targeted by this really cruel rumor that he'd failed his exams. And this was before the results were even released. Just pure malice. But then, everything changed. He moved to the city, Harare, to live with his brothers. And it was like night and day. Suddenly, that same last name that brought him so much shame, it was a source of pride. He got a brand new school uniform. He felt seen. He felt accepted. For the very first time, he actually felt like he belonged somewhere. So, as he gets a bit older, Mawite's life takes another one of those sharp, unexpected turns. This time, it leads him into the hospitality industry, a world he never imagined for himself. And this journey, which started so reluctantly, would end up being this incredible testament to his ambition and his, sheer resilience. So check out this ladder of hospitality. It's pretty wild. First off, he didn't even want the job. He turned down the offer from a restaurant twice before his brother finally talked him into it. And his first day, he was so terrified, he only served one table, and all they ordered was a single garlic roll. But that same grit, that same resilience that got him through his childhood, it just kicked in. He proved all the doubters wrong and started climbing the ranks like crazy, from cashier to senior manager, all on pure determination. But yeah, that ambition, it came with a really heavy price tag. Mawite learned the hard way that leadership is a trial by fire. I mean, he faced discrimination. He got dismissed from one job after a kind of shady scheme to make up for low pay went south. And then, get this, he was unjustly imprisoned in Zambia because of some missing stock, a charge he absolutely denied, by the way. Okay, so after all that, he manages to rebuild his life again back in Zimbabwe. You'd think he'd finally catch a break, right? Nope. What comes next is this absolutely relentless series of tragedies. I mean, things that would test the very limits of what a person can endure. He calls it a storm that just would not stop. So it starts in June 2019, a horrific car crash. He's overtaking a truck, and a cow just appears out of nowhere. The car is completely totaled. But, and this is crazy, he walks away without a single scratch. A miracle. You'd think that would be it for a while. But no. Just 1 month later, another serious crash. He was sleep-deprived, racing against the clock, and he lost control of the car. This time, he wasn't so lucky. He woke up in an ambulance with a really serious head wound. And while he's still literally healing from those injuries, the next blow hits. His sister, Justina, she was pregnant, very fragile, and she passed away right after giving birth to her child. Just devastating. And then, just 2 months after that, the unthinkable happens. His beloved older brother, TK, and you have to remember, this is the brother who rescued him from Guchu, the one who gave him a whole new life in Harare. He dies, suddenly, from a seizure. The one person who had been his rock. The kind of pain that steals your breath and refuses to give it back. I had lost a sister, a brother, and all the dreams that once seemed within reach. I mean, what else can you even say? This just captures the absolute devastation. In the span of just 1 year, his entire world just completely fell apart. And it left him with these deep, painful questions about what life even means, and if rest, true rest, was even a real thing. So how do you possibly make sense of all that? Well, this is how Mawite did it. He started to see life differently, not as just a string of random, cruel events, but like a game of chess. In this new way of looking at things, everyone has a specific purpose, a specific role to play. And when your duty is done, when your part is played, your time on earth is complete. It's a powerful way to reframe unimaginable pain. And that transformation, right there, that's the real heart of his memoir. His story stops being just a record of suffering and becomes this incredible lesson on finding meaning inside the struggle itself. He comes to this conclusion that the quest for rest might actually be a myth, but the search for our purpose, that's the real journey. The goal isn't to stop working, it's to figure out why you're working so hard in the first place. And that's what's so powerful about this, his incredible, painful journey. It brings it all back to us, to our own lives. It forces us to ask ourselves, what is it that drives us forward, especially on those days that are definitely not Sundays? And so, it leaves us with this one huge, provocative question to think about. If rest really is a myth, then what is the purpose of your toil?